So I'm going to start today's video with a look at the forecast. Currently it's minus 20, but in the next few days you can see it's warming up quite nicely. And that's a good thing. And I won't see scenes like this anymore. So apparently the truck turned into the parking lot and the back end kind of dragged the snowbank across the sidewalk. Yeah, where have I seen that before, right? I took one look at it and said, no, I'm not even going to bother. Just a big chunk of hardened snow right in the middle of it. So I get off, kick it out of the way. I have a better chance of getting through without that there, because I know I'm not going to get past that. So I've decided, now that I've moved, I'm not actually going to show the house that I'm living at. I hear stories all the time of YouTube fans showing up at people's houses. So, I don't know if you've noticed some of the times when I've shown forecasts, my postal code is hidden on it. And with Wingham, the postal code doesn't really matter because it's considered a rural community. So the whole town has one postal code. So it's not really specific anymore. But I don't mind showing the garage because the garage is actually on a different street than we're living on. Our property kind of spans the whole block. I guess you could say it's long and skinny. And the front of the house is on one street, which is where our actual address is, and then the garage is on the street behind us, which is kind of weird, but it's an interesting setup. But here you get a good look at our driveway. It's hard to really tell. And the camera is wide angle. It kind of makes it look longer than it is. It's really not all that long. It's maybe 20 feet maximum from the garage to the street. But the other issue is it's not all ours. There's a driveway to the left. The entrance is actually shared with the neighbor's house. So I'd say probably 80% of the driveway is actually theirs. The width-wise anyways at the entrance. So, that cuts into the amount that we actually have to park in without blocking them. No, excuse me. I'm not sure if I'm getting a cold or not, but I'm kind of losing my voice. I haven't even been talking. So, but this is the driveway we're looking at the moment, and it's not paved or anything. I'll kind of bring that up later. So I got the garage sort of semi-organized to make a little bit more room in there. And I kind of wish the camera was pointing in instead of out, so I could at least shown some of it. But here's a good example of the neighbors parked. Where the neighbor is parked is his driveway. You can see just how much of it it takes up and how little we actually have. So it's a little easier to see what I'm talking about with a vehicle actually parked in there. So, kind of explains my point a little better. I still laugh every time I see this. I'm sitting here talking to somebody, and he's asking me about the scooter I got the trailer on right now. And see those two snow blocks? Watch this car. I can hit that. You gotta love front wheel drive. At the end of the last video, I showed the forecast of what was coming up, and I said to pay attention to the last thing that she says.
Looking in towards Sunday and in towards next week, we have the dividing line between the Arctic air and warmer air down towards the south happening across Ontario, so there'll be a big dividing line between spring versus winter across the province.
Well, if you look at the forecast for Monday and Tuesday, you're looking at 30 to 40 millimeters of rain. Now, this is significant because the ground is still frozen, there's a lot of snow, and the temperatures are well above freezing, so it's not a good situation. And unfortunately, this is going to bring us a significant weather event that will be making the news. So stay tuned for that one, you won't want to miss it. But that's still 3 days away, so kind of doing what I'm doing here. There's a good look at the driveway. You can see it's gravel, and there's ruts in it from cars parking in it. So it's just going to be pretty muddy once it thaws out. And with the temperatures kind of being nice, a little bit of the snow's kind of melted away from it already anyway, so you can kind of get a hint of what it's going to be like. So our garage itself is also gravel. There's a little bit of cement in the back as the landlord started doing it. The weather got cold, so he kind of gave up on it and waited to finish it this summer. And he's promised to do that for us. He said he'd cement the garage floor, so that'll be nice. It will give me a nice place to work on the scooters, Monster specifically. And unfortunately we don't have a garage door, as apparently whoever lived here before us destroyed it. So he said he'll be replacing that as well, so that's kind of cool. Unfortunately at the moment, everything's kind of exposed to people walking by, and unfortunately because the garage is situated the way it is, the open end is pointing away from the house, so I can't even keep an eye on it. So now that I have an extension cord out in the garage, I got power out there, so I'm gonna, the lights that I had in the shelter, I'm gonna be putting them in there, so I'll be able to turn it on and off with my remote as I come and go. So that's kind of cool. And for now, I got 3 bike locks that are keyed the same. I just kind of stuck them all together, and anytime I'm parking the scooters or whatever, I got all our toys all locked together. So if anybody steals anything, they have to steal everything at once, and that's not going to be an easy feat. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll continue with the next video. So thanks for watching.